So our presenters for today, my name is Ben Plan, I'm Marketing Coordinator here at Navigo. So if you've received lots of email invites, it's probably from me, so I apologise if you have received too many. And with us presenting today is Grant Cumming, who's a BDM at Navigo. He's our org charting specialist, so specialising in Org Plus and planning at work. So without further ado, I'll pass over to Grant.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning if you're viewing from Western Australia or Queensland. Thank you for joining us today. So what we're going to be doing today is, not too sure how many of you joined us for our last webinar, which was all around using org charts for assisting with data cleansing. But sort of a related topic, moving more on to how you can create some awesome looking reports using Humble Org Chart. So what are some challenges that we have with HR reporting currently? So a lot of the challenges are really in regards to the time and effort to prepare reports, especially for decision makers outside of HR. If they need to request the information from HR, this may take a little bit of time. And what may happen in worst case scenario is that by the time the decision maker actually gets the report from HR, this may actually now be out of date. The other thing as well is that a lot of the time Excel is still seems to be the tool of choice when it comes to reporting. So distributing Excel spreadsheets may not always be the most secure way of sharing those reports. And also too, another challenge that we do have is making sure that the recipient or the decision maker only has access to what they need, or they're being shared information that they should have access to. So why are org charts a good option to have when it comes to HR reports? Well, one thing is the fact that org charts represent information in a hierarchical view, which is very easy for everyone to understand. It is also very easy to share the reports on org charts securely across the organisation. They are also very nice to look at too, so there's less chance of actually missing key information or key issues that the reports might reflect. And lastly, there is that org charts should be a reflection of your source or sources of truth. So really being able to, if you can integrate org charts into your source of truth, that will certainly help with the reporting side of things. So what we'll do, just to kick things off, is we'll go into a poll to get your feedback. So, what is the most common way for your line managers to access HR information? You may have you may have a couple of answers to these questions, but we're just looking for the most common way. So if you could just reply with one answer, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, we'll just give it a couple of minutes just for everyone to have a chance to answer. Almost everyone. Just give maybe 5 more seconds. Okay. So there's the results. We've got 52% for ad hoc, 22% for self-service, and 26% for scheduled. Is that what you expected, Grant?
Yes, absolutely. I did expect the ad hoc to be the most common answer. It's really good that almost a quarter of our attendees today have self-service of some description, which is fantastic. And also it's good to see as well some scheduled in there as well. But I did think the ad hoc would be be the most popular. So no, thank you for that feedback, everyone. All right, so what I'm going to do now is we'll go through a few examples of some different insights that we can get using org charting as a reporting tool. All of the screenshots that I'll be showing you today do come from a tool called Planning at Work, which is a tool that we work with here at Navigo. Okay, so the first one is really more of a generic type report or insight. So who's who in the zoo? So what this enables you to do, this is a chart that can be distributed right across the organisation to give all of your employees a view of how your company is structured. So this also can be used as a company directory as well. So if you do regularly update the information from your source of truth, it means that it doesn't need to be manually kept up to date. It's always going to be a reflection of your source of truth data. So you'll notice on the left-hand side of the slide here, we've also we can also have include a profile pane. So what we're doing here is we're actually looking at some other details such as extension, contact number, email address, where the employee is located, etc., etc. So what if you do roll this information out to the entire organisation as well, what it means is that it shows what may be broken publicly. So that whole idea of outsourcing data cleansing across the organisation and getting everyone across the organisation included with the data cleansing process. So the next insight, which is a very popular one with our customers that use this tool, is leave liability reporting. So the whole idea behind this insight is not only to be able to quickly visualize who has what leave owing to them, but what you can also do is you can start to highlight where there may be leave liability issues across the organisation. But not only that, also having the ability to be able to share this information across maybe to line managers at a high level, but it is also possible too to give everyone across the organisation access to this information, but just so that they can only see their own information, which means that if they want to go and book leave, they can very quickly pop in here and see how much leave they have owing. But it does enable you to really visualize where those potential leave liabilities are across the organisation, which can be very helpful. Another popular insight that we may want to use org charting for is to show who is a contractor, who is a part-timer, or who is a full-timer across the organisation. So with this particular view or this example, what we're doing is we're comparing teams' headcount to their FTE roll-up. But you'll also notice too in the legend on the right-hand side is that we can also start to use conditional formatting to highlight any FTE issues that we may have. So in this example, you'll notice that Karen Hellman, our HRIS manager, has a red border around her record. And the reason for that is because her employment type of full-time does not match her full-time equivalent of 0.8. So this is also a nice visual way of being able to quickly identify issues that may be coming from our source of truth that we may want to go and fix. But on a high level, it means that we can very quickly see who is what employees have what employment type across the organisation. Another very popular insight is being able to visualize generation diversity across the organisation. So there's a few use cases here. The first one is being able to identify who may be getting close to retirement. So this could be used to make sure that we have succession plans in place for those employees that are approaching retirement. So you'll notice in this example, what we've done is we've actually highlighted with a red border any boomer who is getting close to retirement, so that we can make sure we have succession plans in place. The other great thing with this view too is to be able to very quickly identify generation diversity. So say for example, if we have say a whole lot of Gen Xers in one department, what we may want to do is maybe introduce a little bit more experience that only comes with age, or maybe a little bit more youthful vigor, for example. The other thing that we can do as well is that we can apply formulas to this view too. So you'll notice on the right hand side we're looking at the entire human resources department, so Patricia has at her disposal headcounts of the different generations for her team. Also percentages, so what percentages the different generations make up in her department, and also a few statistics there, so who the youngest member of the HR team is, the oldest member, and then the average age. So all very useful information that Patricia can get just at a glance. And all this information, of course, is always going to be up to date from your source of truth. Another handy insight, which is quite common, is being able to visualize span of control across your organisation. So this is a great view to make sure that the organisational structure is balanced. So making sure that managers are not being overutilised or underutilised, so having too many direct reports or not enough. And once again, we can also use conditional formats to highlight, depending on whatever your parameter is around this, to make sure that if we do have managers that are being overutilised or underutilised, we can very quickly visualise who those managers are across the organisation. So once again, making sure that this view or report will enable you to help with organisational balance, structure balance. Okay, getting on to a little bit more of an advanced report with some sensitive information, and that's budget reporting. So whether you're looking at organisational restructures or just keeping your budget in check, every company does need a way to be able to visualise departmental budgets. So most of the time the salary information is readily available from HRIS or payroll systems, but looking at Excel spreadsheets and other reports can be quite confusing and also lead to human error. So a great way to be able to look at the structure and instantly identify problem areas is to put all this information onto an org chart. So in this example, you'll notice that we're logged on as Craig Dunn, so he is a line manager. He's our CFO for this fictional company. But you'll notice that Craig can only see actual and budgeted salary for his department. You'll notice that his colleague Patricia Parker, the Human Resources Director there, her and all of her team, that information is not available at all. So it's a great way of being able, another great example of how you can use org charts to lock down information to make sure that our line managers and other decision makers across the organisation have on-demand access to the information that they are allowed to see. And also too, on the left-hand side, you'll notice that Craig has roll-ups for his entire organisation. But you'll also notice too that he's also able to drill down into the information for his the other managers within his team. So you'll notice there with Simon Dugas and also Shun Peng, two of his managers there that have subordinates, he can very quickly go through and see the metrics for those areas of the organisation as well. Excuse me. So that's a great example of how we can look at other information such as budgeting in an org chart or hierarchical view. The next one we'll have a look at is being able to use an org chart to identify talent across your organisation. So usually you will have this information within maybe a learning and development program or other talent management systems. But being able to visualize this on an org chart makes it very, very easy, very quick and easy to identify key staff within the organisation. One great use case for this as well is to be able to assist with succession planning. So if you're using a succession planning module in conjunction with your org charting tool, it means that being able to visualize this information is very quick and easy. Now, there's a couple of other things that you'll notice as well. On the bottom left-hand corner, what we've done is we've used a smart list. This is a tool within Planning at Work where we've been able to very quickly find any employee across the organisation that has a performance and potential rating above 6. So this has given us a very quick list of our key performers, which once again we may want to use when we're looking at succession planning. You can also use this, going back to our data cleansing use case, you can also use this as well to highlight or find any employee across the organisation that may have a performance or potential rating of 0. Which may mean that we have an issue with our source of truth data. You can actually see that in our example, Laurie Well, whose record is the bottom right-hand corner of our org chart, has a 0 performance rating. You'll also notice too, just on the bottom right-hand corner of the slide, we can add other key information that we may want to include when we're looking at this view as well, such as tenure, salary, how many people this employee manages, etc. Excuse me. And lastly, what we can do with our org charts too is we do have the option to be able to publish the org charts out to other formats such as PDF, PowerPoint, and Excel. So we've got an example here of a photo view. Where, for example, you may want to publish that out to PowerPoint and maybe put on the wall of your department, for example, just to show just so that everyone across the organisation can see what everyone looks like. All right, so coming to the end of our presentation today. So really the key takeaways that we want you to take away today is the fact that org charting tools will enable you to visualize your HR data, whether that data is good or bad. The fact that org charts are self-service. It means that you can offer all of these different reports on demand to your decision makers across your organisation, or all of your employees across your organisation in the form of a company directory, for example. The fact that all of the information on the org charts can be secured, and they are always current from your HR system if you have that integration set up, or if you are refreshing the data from your HR system on a regular basis. And also the fact that org charts deliver all of these reports and metrics in a very, very easy to understand and to consume format. Everyone understands that hierarchical view, so it is a great way to also share other metrics across the organisation. Okay, so do we have any questions from our webinar today?
So if you do have any questions, you can type them into the questions panel on the right-hand side. We've had a couple come through already, though. So first one from Rob. Can you create any other reports other than the examples shown today?
Yes, you certainly can. So there's a few other examples of charts that we've either assisted our customers to create or our customers have created it themselves. So things like birthday charts, compra ratio charts, establishment charts. So being able to compare. Being able to visualise who is substantive versus acting in their role. Ethnic diversity chart is another one. Length of service chart, photo chart, probation chart. Really, the only thing that restricts you from creating reports using org charting tools is the fields that you have available from your source of truth, or the information that you're importing into the tool itself. So that's really the restrictive one there. But look, if you are using an org charting tool currently and you are interested in how to go about creating other reports or different views, please let us know, and we'd be more than happy to assist with that for you.
All right, we've got a sort of related one for that one from Michael here. So HRIS 21 does not contain budget amounts for each employee. Can Org Plus therefore get this info from Finance 1? Because HRIS 21 only has the employee salary info.
Yes, you can. So you can import information from multiple sources of truth. So there's a couple of ways of doing that. So the tool that we work with, Planning at Work, has what's called domains. So that's either bringing in information from a different data source or a different hierarchy from the same data source. So there's a couple of ways that you can do that. You can either merge the information onto the CSV file that you upload to Planning at Work, included with your HRIS 21 information, or you could set up a different domain and have that budgeting information on a separate org chart, if that makes sense.
For further details, please get in touch. I'd be more than happy to talk to you about that offline.
All right, just got time for one more question. This one's from Ilaria. So you mentioned the Planning at Work tool. What is this tool, and how does it link with Org Plus?
Yeah, sure. So Planning at Work is a cloud-based enterprise version of Org Plus. So essentially has the same functionality as Org Plus Enterprise, but is a hosted option. It has a few user interface differences. In fact, it's probably a little bit more intuitive and easier to use than Org Plus Enterprise. And also, too, it is the product that the vendor, which is a company called Saba, is developing functionality-wise. So they're bringing out releases on a quarterly basis. The last release actually had a couple of interesting tools around being able to share reports and also to be able to add goals when you're using the restructuring module. So yeah, so in answer to your question, it is the cloud-based enterprise version of Org Plus.
Okay. All right, that's about all the time we've got for today. So thanks everyone for attending and for your questions. Thanks, Grant, as well, presentation.
No problem at all. Hey, yep.
I hope you all got something out of today.
Yeah, thanks again, everyone. And look, my details are on the screen at the moment. So please feel free to give me a call or send me an email if you do have any questions that that we couldn't cover for you today, I'd be more than happy to have a chat to you or correspond with you via email.
Okay, see you next time, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.